Hello, I'm James Caldwell. Welcome to another Adventures in Bass video. In these videos, I'm chronicling my progress through the Hal Leonard Bass Method book. Today we're looking at notes on the A string, and in the examples we'll be playing notes on the E and A string, two strings. So the concept of raking comes back into play when we're playing notes across the strings. We alternate, but when we descend, we rake with the same finger, and there are some examples of that in here. And also, because now we're playing notes on two different strings, the concept of the finger roll comes into play. And that's where if you're playing a note on one string, and the next note is on the same fret on the adjacent string, you have to press with the fingertip on the lower string and roll your finger flat to the higher string. And it's quite difficult with the pinky. Here I'm going from a G to a C. We'll get back to that in a minute. I can do that relatively easily on a guitar, but on a bass, because the strings are farther apart and they're so thick, it's quite a challenge. Page 18 in the book is titled Notes on the A string. And really quickly, the open string is A, the second fret played with finger 2 is B, and the third fret played with finger 4 is C. There's a number of examples following in the book, some without audio tracks and some with audio tracks. I'm going to skip ahead to number 29, where raking across two strings comes into play. This one has no audio track, so I'll put the metronome on. And notice that an asterisk above the notes indicate where the finger will rake across to the lower string. Number 29. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rake. Rake. Next up, exercise 30, titled Cattle Crossing, has an audio track that we can play along with, and also in this one, an asterisk above the notes indicates where a finger is to be raked. Also notice that there's a repeat sign at the end of this one, so we're going to play it twice. And if you do the fingering properly and start with I finger, on the repeat you'll be starting with M, and therefore your rakes will be the opposite finger on the second time through. Number 30, Cattle Crossing. Repeat. Page 20 introduces more notes on the A string, and what we have here is at the first fret an A sharp or B flat, and at the fourth fret the C sharp or D flat. There's a few examples that follow. I'm going to skip over those. And next, the finger roll is introduced at the top of page 21, and in the example given they show an F and a B flat, and an F. And again, we're just playing the sixth string with the fingertip. Here's an F sharp and a B natural, and an F sharp. So we just roll the finger over to the sixth string and lay it flat for the fifth string. And finally we have G, third fret with the pinky, flattening it out to a C on the fifth string, C, back to G. Exercise 34, titled Roll It, puts this technique to work. There's another exercise titled Rolly, which uses that technique again. I'm going to skip over that one. Exercise 36 is titled 12-bar blues, and it takes advantage of pretty much all the notes on the E string and the A string. It's mostly played in second position, and there are notes along the way telling you when to shift to first position and back to second position. And it does have a repeat at the end, so we'll play through the whole thing twice. Number 36, 12-bar blues. Seems a shame not to end on E. This section finishes out with exercise 37, a nice little rock tune titled A Little Heavy. It's in the key of F sharp, and it has an audio track. So that one's played entirely in second position. There's a little bit of finger rolling between the F sharp and the B, and also raking as we descend to the 6th string. That concludes this Adventures in Bass episode. I appreciate you watching. Please stay tuned as the adventure continues. I've been James Caldwell. Sometimes it's fun to just fool around.